Good morning, I'm Gerhard Mathangani with today's Sports Brief. The Alabama basketball team is in Nashville ready for the SEC tournament. The Tide are the top seed and the favorite to win the crown after going 16-2 in the regular season. Seniors John Petty and Herbert Jones were on the team last year that had its season abruptly ended because of the pandemic. They talked about last year and the motivation going into this tournament.
We looked at last year as a way to get better and to work hard to get to this moment. So we don't look at last year as like a regret or sad that our season ended early. We actually use it as motivation just to come just to get a head start on getting better, and I feel like we did a good job with that, and our results paid off. The motivation I feel like is just to keep adding on to what we started. I feel like this team has done a great job all year. We're putting ourselves in a position to make a deep run and do great things for this school. So at this point, it's just all about playing locked in and being focused just to continue and finish the goal.
A lot of the motivation is that a lot of people didn't expect us to do what we have done this year. And so I think as long as we keep that chip on our shoulder, I think we'll be okay.
Alabama will once again rely on that strong senior leadership for guidance as they now embark on the biggest stages of the sport during March Madness in the SEC tournament and the Big Dance.
I think Herb's like the quintessential blue-collar glue guy that we try to get everybody to do better with. And I think, to be honest with you, when we got here, and again, I hadn't coached any of these guys before. I tried to come with a clean slate, but some of what we'd heard about John Petty wasn't necessarily that way. I think Petty's bought into doing all that. I mean, you watch what Petty's done. I think, him and Herb are both two of the best two-way players, if not in the country, for sure in our league, and I think in the country. So, Herb was kind of way ahead of the gate, on the defensive side. Petty was probably more ahead of it on offense, but I think Herb's gotten a lot better offensively, Petty's gotten a lot better defensively, and they're both two of the best two-way players, around, which is why we went 16-2 in the league. I mean, when you got two seniors with that experience, that high IQ, that are playing both sides of the ball, you give yourself a chance to win every night out. But, yeah, when you look at Herb and everything he's done for the pro, I mean, he got Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, one of three guys in the history of the SEC, correct, to get both. He was our fourth leading scorer, and he had enough respect from coaches and media people in the league to be the fourth leading scorer and still get voted Player of the Year in the conference. That shows you everything else he does to impact the game, which is what we've really been trying to preach since we've got here. And I think we've got a lot of guys doing that other stuff now, and that started with him and Petty both buying into doing it.
The second round of the SEC tournament will begin later today in Nashville. Kentucky and Mississippi tip off at 11 a.m. Florida and Texas A&M will start around 1:45. The night session features Missouri and Georgia at 6. Ole Miss and South Carolina will close out the day at 8:45. Alabama takes the court on Friday at 11 a.m. in the quarterfinal round. Tennessee will face the winner of the Florida-Texas A&M game. Arkansas takes the court against either Missouri or Georgia at 6. And LSU will close out the night against the Rebels or the Gamecocks at 8:45. And that wraps up your sports brief. Our program continues next.